People back in the day would not have the luxury of having electronic hearing aids. Instead, they would have ear horns that direct the sound in their ears. Amplifying sounds cannot help as effectively in sensorineural hearing loss. Cochlear implants are an electromechanical device that detects sound and selectively stimulates nerves in different regions of the cochlea via surgically implanted electrodes. They provide a limited range of frequencies and do not restore normal hearing. Stimulation also activates the auditory cortex in a tonotopic manner. Mammals are incapable of regrowing hair cells, therefore it is hard to restore damaged hearing. Fishes and amphibians, however, can reproduce hair cells over time. The vestibular system informs the brain about gravity, movement, and the position of the body in space. It is also the inner ear system that encodes the orientation and acceleration of the head in 3 axes, crucial for the sense of balance. The semicircular canal is one of the 3 fluid-filled tubes in the inner ear that are part of the vestibular system, which it can detect angular acceleration. The canals are oriented in 3 different planes. The 3 canals are connected at the ends to a sac-like structure called the utricle, which is a small fluid-filled sac in the vestibular system above the sacule that responds to the static positions of the head. The sacule is a small fluid-filled sac under the utricle in the vestibular system that responds to the static positions of the head. Receptors in these structures are a group of hair cells. Ampulla is an enlarged region of each semicircular canal that contains the receptor cells of the vestibular system. The cupola is a small gluteus structure containing hair cells that detect fluid movement within the semicircular canals of the vestibular system. Movement of the head in one axis sets up a reflective flow of the fluid in the semicircular canal that lies in the same plane, deflecting the stereocilia in the ampulla. This therefore signals the brain that the head has moved. Otoliths are a small crystal on the gluteus membrane in the vestibular system. The general idea is that the auditory organ evolved from the vestibular system. The lateral line system is a sensory system found in many kinds of fishes and some amphibians that informs the animal of water motion in relation to the body surface. It also can detect currents of water resulting from movement of the body and from the movements of other animals. The brain pathways carrying vestibular information reflect its importance to motor control and posture. The vestibular nuclei is brainstem nuclei that receive information from the vestibular organs through the vestibulocochlear nerve. One of the many important functions of the vestibular system is the precise control of eye movements. You have the VOR, which is the brainstem mechanism that maintains gaze on a visual object despite movements of the head. Motion sickness is the experience of nausea brought on by unnatural passive movement. Sensory conflict theory is a theory of motion sickness suggesting that discrepancies between vestibular information and visual information stimulate food poisoning and therefore trigger nausea. This also might signal a dangerous neurological impatience, triggering dizziness and vomiting to get rid of toxic food. The sense of smell is critical for appreciating the rich and complex flavors of individual foods. It also helps in the signaling of prey, predators, and any others that can stimulate the sense of smell. Humans detect only 5 basic tastes, which are salty, sour, sweet, bitter, and umami. Common misconception: taste buds are the tongue, but they actually are not. The papilla is a small bump that projects from the surface of the tongue. There are 3 types of small structures on the tongue that are considered taste buds. You have the circumvallate papillae, which is located on the back. the foliate papillae, which is located on the sides of the tongue, and the fungi form papillae, which is in the front of the tongue. And there are hundreds of these fungi form papillae. Now, taste buds are just a cluster of 50 to 150 cells that detect taste. At the surface end of the taste bud is an opening, therefore that is called the taste pore. Each taste cell is sensitive to just one of the 5 basic tastes, which is continuously replaced. All 5 basic tastes can be perceived anywhere on the tongue.